got the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the Doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as the valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big dog sports talk, lighten up the dark. He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint. Calling plays like a coach, every word's a hint. From the courts to the fields, the stories unfold. Rick's play-by-play, worth its weight in gold. With a laugh and a growl, he'll pull you in. Big Dog's podcast, let the games begin. Big Dog Sports Talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big Dog Sports Talk, lighten up the dark.
Good morning. How is everybody doing? Here we go. 1 year. Yeah, today. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. It's better than, hey, 1 year. We celebrate 1 year on YouTube, everybody. We celebrate 1 year. But I think still the most appropriate is, hey, today it's 1 year on YouTube.
Oh my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
Yeah. How is everybody doing? Good morning. It is Tuesday here on the program, August the 11th. And it has been quite cathartic thinking about the mindset going into this a year ago and where we are now. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Prometheus. Thanks to everybody. It's because of you. It's because of our sponsors and our amazing guests. When the radio show ended, be 2 years, it's coming December, I was basically done with BDST. Had already resigned myself to the fact that it was, probably a good place to stop. It had been at that point right at 15 years combined between the two runs of the show. From 2001 to 2010, then from 2020, basically through 2024. Good morning, Jobby Bobby. Please subscribe. It's our anniversary. It's our 1 year anniversary, Jobby Bobby. So, so I was resigned to thinking, all right, that was a good place to stop. That was good. What's up, Duckies? Ducksies? Good to see you. Everyone, please subscribe and like. And welcome to the 1 year anniversary show. And then I got a call from West Durham during the summer. I guess it's late spring. Yeah, the late spring of 25. Asking about the show and how I feel about it. Appreciate that, Duxie. And he said, why don't you just try it on YouTube? YouTube? I said, yeah, give it a shot. Why don't you just take ownership of it, man? He'd mentioned that about a year or two before. And then I got to talk to Roth. Bill will be on the show tomorrow, by the way. Today, it's Marva. Great way to start out the anniversary show. Brian Siegler from the Boundary Corner, and then Mike Burnham. But so I mulled it over, started to read up on all this stuff. And I said, you know what? Why not? Let's just get the stuff. I kind of know what I can get, what I need. Thanks to Sweetwater. That's the best audio equipment distributor out there. Told them what I was looking for. Actually, you know what's great about those folks? You can call and just say, hey, you get actual person. This is what I want to do. Well, this is what you should have. Thanks, Brian. Happy anniversary. And now I'm getting yelled at on our professional door text line. Where's Selma? Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry. Here you go. It is anniversary day. So we'll get a few versions of Selma here. There you go. From dusk till dawn, Selma. Confidently walking through the hallways when Selma and I are, on vacation together. There you go. And then, of course, it's Selma who really enjoys just dancing to music and things of that nature. There you go. Yeah. See how excited she is for anniversary day? Isn't that great? It's mesmerizing, isn't it? But in any event, sorry. In any event, so I started thinking about all these things, and then, you know, I wasn't sure I was going to do any of it, to be honest with you. And then I decided to go ahead and do it. And there you see that. And then there's that. Gave it a shot, thought it would last maybe a week or two and then it'd be done again. And then here we are. What's up, Courtney? Hi and bye. And so, boom, here we are. Unfortunately, I think radio is probably, at least local radio, depending on what they do, is coming to a harsh realization of where they are. To be honest, toward the end of my run at the previous radio station conglomerate, there wasn't a lot of support for the show. They were doing other things and not selling the show, not trying to really make the show advance, blah, 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 blah. And there were a lot of things that toward the last 6 to 8 months when I was at the radio stations that led to the demise, a lot of things that I uncovered that were hidden from me, a lot of things that I was told were going to happen that didn't happen. And then the final straw was finding out that, you know, some finances that should have been mine were confiscated by others, and then people covered up for it. And then that was it. So here I am now doing my own thing. And then I'm glad. So we'll start out year 2. We'll see how long we go. You know, I might jump on one day and just say, you know what? It's done. But that day is not today. Yeah, like a speech in a Braveheart movie or something. We might lose and we might fall, but that day is not today. Hey, I just got a random, hey, approve your $3,000 free MasterCard. Wow, who knew? Who knew? But yeah, we're a year in, and got a lot of compliments on our look. That's not me. That's all. He's thrilled. He's just absolutely thrilled. See, did I find it here? Let me find it. I was talking about the NFL game, and I had people giving me a good-natured hard time with how much I enjoyed the second half of the Cardinals and Panthers the other night in the Hall of Fame game. Well, guess what? I wasn't alone. To outline how unbelievably football crazy this nation is, last Thursday's Hall of Fame game averaged 7 million viewers. That's just the average across the 3 hours on NBC. The most watched Hall of Fame game since 2017. So this is good and bad. It's good because what it does is just reinforce we are a football nation. It's not going to change in my lifetime. And that's great. But what this does too is continue to give the NFL absolute power to do whatever they want. So they have the power. They do exactly anything that they want. So it's an amazing, amazing revolution of dominance that we really, we didn't really have the TV numbers back during the World War II when baseball was so dominant, and into the 50s and 60s. It was clearly the number one sport. But from a television perspective, think about that. A Hall of Fame game between nothing but reserves We're completely and utterly, I mean, the most watched thing that any network's going to have for a long time going into. More preseason games coming up this weekend. Blows me away. Thank you. I'm getting a lot of congratulations on our professional door text line. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, everyone. It's and thank you. No, I mean that. Thank you. I wouldn't be doing this unless you were here. It's just that simple. Or for our amazing sponsors, thanks to Family Fencing. And already the internet's being weird today, so my apologies. 540-200-8294, familyfencingnrv.com. May have to run up and do the hard wiring here in just a second. I may try it down here and see if that works. Thanks to Jason Green and company and all the folks. I should reset it every morning, and I don't do that. I don't reset the internet every morning, and it's my fault. It's early, so you get bogged down with things trying to get ready for the show, and I don't think about everything. Mark Hundley, McClellan Chiropractic, 155 Walters Drive. Thanks to Mark sponsoring our chat room. All of our great sponsors who are returning. Louise Baker today will bring Mike Burnett to you. Thanks to Louise. Pulaski County Sports Entertainment, our presenting sponsor. Thanks to Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller. Charles Lee, thanks so much for your continued support. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street, Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. It was nice talking to Charles last week, and he was reiterating all the jobs that he's gotten just for people following up that have watched the show. It means a lot. BDST Fan Question of the Week brought to you by the attorney Ryan Price, 701 West Main Street in Radford. Trust and estate planning. Who will finish last in the ACC? That's our official question. Who will finish last in the ACC? So far, it's two teams. It's Stanford and BC. They're the only two votes. We've had about 11 votes, but the only two schools have been Stanford and BC. National Bank, member FDIC, thanks to Larry Ramsey, the exclusive banking partner of this show, for year 2 as well, and for me. And appreciate them so very much. Lawson's Mobile Home Supply will also return, 300 North Franklin Street in Christiansburg. Thanks to James. Great dude, 540-381-8011. Manufactured parts. He's been doing it since 1997. That's almost 30 years, man. That's awesome. Here I am celebrating 1 year on YouTube. He's done it for 30 years. NRB Super Bowl, 540-382-5525. Leagues are forming now, men's, women's, and mixed. And they also have kids' leagues. Thanks to the Smith brothers, Jeff Smith, and what he's done with his dad's wiring, electrical business is amazing. Long list of satisfied clients, clear communication, honest integrity, and they're awesome. Thanks to them. And we appreciate them hanging on and being with us here in year number 2. ReadySetFund.com. BobChrist11 Reach out to find how a series of text messages can help you. And Professional Door Incorporated, sponsor of our text line. Residential commercial garage doors, family owned and operated, 40 years, 540-674-308. So, yeah. Tuxie, what's up? 1 year is impressive, but not as impressive as my Uncle Leroy getting prison time for selling weed cookies at the church bake sale. Sorry to hear, bro. Leroy was he was into everything, your Uncle Leroy, wasn't he? Hope we hear from Morris on anniversary day. Where's Morris? Jeez, no Morris? But how about that? A 7 million average viewer rating for the Hall of Fame game. It did help that it was a good game that came down to the last play. But I don't think it would have really mattered. I think people just wanted to see it. They just wanted to see football, you know? And I think that's what I kind of got caught into as well. Just wanted to see football. think the AP poll comes out today. Is that right? Did I see that? I think that's today. Somebody reprinted the first ever AP college football poll in 1936. Do you know who the number one school in the country was in 1936? That's pretty cool. Leroy was a hero for that Christmas. I'm sure he was. No, I haven't thrown frozen lasagna, John, at someone in a road rage incident. Maybe I should try that. You know, aluminum cans of food, tin cans of food, but not lasagna. Everyone who's new, please subscribe. Yeah, let the SEC. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be there. Oh, and especially pushed by ESPN. Now they've gotten involved with trying to create their own. Have you seen ESPN trying to do the 20-team thing so they can secure as much television revenue as they can? Because you know it's on the up and up when a television network gets involved in the proposals for the national playoff. I agree with that, Prometheus. Don't put out any polling until you get into about the first month of the season. I mean, we don't really care anymore. John says, I have thrown frozen lasagna at someone. That's funny. I kind of like to see that, John. Minnesota, by the way, the Golden Gophers were number one in the 1936 AP college football poll. Minnesota, Duke, Army, Northwestern, and Purdue. There were schools like Marquette, Holy Cross, Fordham, St. Mary's, Duquesne, Yale. It's kind of neat. All those schools were in the first ever AP poll. Thank you, Low Country. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Please spread the word. Glad to have you. ESPN. ESECPN. Hey, I like that. Yes, they are. They've completely done their part and continue to do their part in ruining college football. Absolutely, they do. I take nothing that they say seriously. I don't. They've made me to the point. I mean, people watch game day. Okay, whatever. I don't know why, but I can't even imagine sitting down to that horrible, whatever it is. So ESPN, the rights holder of the playoff, they're trying to get together with college football playoff leaders. They want a 16-team playoff with a 4-team play-in. They want 20 teams, and they're doing this because they've mapped out how this would benefit them. Got to keep in mind that the Big 10, Big 12, they couldn't care less what the SEC or what ESPN has to say. The ACC is involved in it, but the ACC is just sitting around. They don't have any say over anything. The ACC is powerless. Big 12 is basically powerless. So it's going to come down to the Big 10 and the SEC about this whole ESPN proposal. Big 10 does not benefit at all from the ESPN proposal, but the SEC would. The College Sports Act is going to be dead again for a while. They didn't get it in yesterday on time. I just wish they'd just go away. It's not going to make it. So that's not going to happen. So once again, we're seeing the complete failure of anyone trying to regulate collegiate athletics. There's going to be another shuffling, Village Idiot. There is. And the ACC won't be able to do anything about it. the Big 12 won't be able to do much about. In other words, no one's going to say no. No one's going to say no. The things that I've heard recently about the big breakaway is that it seems to be trending a little bit. You know, we were expecting 60 teams in the new college football system. I've heard it's going to be much less than that, which can be a scary proposition if you're kind of on the cusp. Virginia Tech, probably if it goes down 10 or 15 teams or whatever it might be, got to be careful. But what everyone's got to understand is we're not getting any truth. We're not getting any real information because the Big Ten and the SEC are just posturing right now until they get done what they want to get done. When they, like, if you don't think they're already talking about the TV networks and how the structure of this is going to look and how certain markets and certain programs might enhance television options, and you haven't been watching this program for the last year. I mean, this stuff's going on behind the scenes. There's stuff's going on that we're not even privy to, that we're not hearing about. The national people that cover the sport, they don't know about it. Ross Dellinger's as plugged in as anybody, and you'll see him during interviews say, you know, we're fortunate to get what we get. We never really know which way this thing's going to go. I agree with that too, Village. It's going to happen. They're going to do away with conference. And this thing is going to be self-serve from the NCAA. There's absolutely no question that that's going to happen. There's no question that's going to happen. And I don't know exactly how it's going to be powered out, if you will. I can't say with 100% confidence Virginia Tech would be in if it gets reduced. I don't know. My gut and my bias tells me they would be. But who knows? Is it just 40 teams? If it's 40 teams, Tech's in a lot of trouble. Nobody seems to know the number. The number seems to be fluctuating. The networks are getting involved. From Scott Stadium's Jeffersonian look to Lane Stadium's Jumping Sandman, and now we have a Palm Coast Hokie Shrine. BDST is live and online. The WNBA is now a modern adaptation of Mark Twain's The Man That Corrupted Hadleyburg. Yeah, it is an absolute joke, isn't it? When high school kids are becoming millionaires, Village Elliott, we have a problem. 100% correct. And with the expectation they're going to be paid like millionaires. That's the thing. Like showing up schools and, you know, coming out of high school, it is a thing. It is a thing. So the College Football Act's going to just kind of go tabled for a while, and we're not going to know. See, that's going to be up to the networks, Prometheus. That's the thing. See, I've always just assumed Tech was going to be part of everything because of their history. And we're not talking about, some of these schools go back, their history is 60s, 70s, you know, Tech's goes back to the mid 90s up to about 2010. That's pretty recent. And the fan base is not away. So they've had inept people over there let's just say it the way it is. Now that they're all gone, can we just go ahead and just admit it? That there was ineptitude throughout that athletic department, which is why the football program fell. These are rich people. I mean, let's just say it the way it is. I have never looked at Tech as not being included. Now, again, a lot of that's my own bias because I would want them to be included. But I don't know what the number is going to be. I've just heard the number may not be as large as originally was thrown out, that the networks do not want it that large. Just telling you what I hear. And from this source that I hear things from, he's never been wrong. So we'll see. We'll see. But just know this, the SEC and the Big Ten every day are trying to make this to maximize what they are. They don't give a damn about anything else. They don't. And the SEC, I've been told, understands that their power is slipping. The Big Ten has surpassed them. They understand that. They won't say that publicly. They're going to keep going to the TV ratings, which is where they're going. You know, we had that TV ratings graphic, a couple weeks ago here on the show. And you saw the SEC teams, Alabama's number one in the country being watched, right? Over an average of over 8 million viewers every game. So they're going and saying, look, you know, we have the programs that are going to create the revenue. These are the viewers' choices. They're not wrong. But the Big Ten saying, wherever the SEC's not included and Notre Dame's not there, we're there with Ohio State and Michigan. And now the Big Ten's the one that's winning on the field. So there's your power brokers. TV ratings dominated by the SEC and the Big Ten winning the last 3 national championships. So what happens to the Big 12 and the ACC? I think programs are going to go rogue as soon as they know they can, as soon as they know that the amounts to be punished to leave leagues are going to be reduced tremendously, which is coming. And I don't think you're going to see any loyalty whatsoever. And I believe 100% Virginia Tech has the same information that I've been giving, and they've had it now for about a year, which is why they were so aggressive going after one coach and creating a whole different department, if you will, that's dedicated to what? Revenue. Money. I believe Virginia Tech finally did some soul searching and realized that they may be headed on the outside looking in. And now they're doing whatever they can to make sure that doesn't happen. And James Franklin is the kind of guy that would be perfect at the head of the snake, if you will, for this next evolution that's coming. It's not an accident. And the fans are going to show it again this year, right? Every home game, I guarantee you, will be sold out. And there's going to be a lot of good vibes, especially if they win 7-8 games, right? Is that enough? What really, I guess you can say it pisses me off. It's the question that Prometheus asked earlier. Tech's already a brand to me. And I know I'm local. And I know I was close with Coach Beamer and Coach Foster and a lot of, but they're already an established brand to me. I don't think Tech needs to have to reestablish its brand. Maybe that's just me. Like, I think there's enough legacy there over a 35-year span, and especially with Franklin there, if he's successful, that they're going to fit in pretty well to what TV networks might be looking for, right? Look, you might as well go ahead and put 4 programs out of the ACC. I mean, you might try to hold on and hold out hope, but Miami, Clemson, Florida State, and SMU, and North Carolina, maybe 5. Carolina. And even if you leave SMU in, let's say we leave SMU alone. Let's just say 4 brands. There's 4 brands already out the door. The SEC lived off the ESPN propaganda and Nick Saban for years. Correct. They still are. That's why he's on their show. The only reason Nick Saban is on the hideous game day show is because he's a tied Alabama. They're the number 1 rated program. ESPN, this is all choreographed. Nick Saban, the Alabama lore, they're still being the number 1 watch program in large part because of Saban, and ESPN knows it. That's why they quickly threw McAfee on there. He's the number 1 watch thing they have. Get him on there. See what I'm saying? They're just trying to promote their product, which they should. It's what they do. High school football Friday night. Going to go check out Radford's in Abingdon. Yeah, they've got, the 14th? So you got scrimmages. Sometimes you play more than one. And then you have the foundation games on the 21st. And then the 28th is the regular season. What's up, T-Bird? Maybe the WNBA thinks bad press is better than no press at all, so they're creating chaos on purpose. I don't know. In this case, I think they have definitely damaged their brand beyond repair. They always say that even bad, you're right. They say that bad press is not a bad thing, but I think in this case it is. The league, they're everything that is wrong with sports. So in this case, I think probably it's not. It's not. But I agree with you. I don't think they're smart enough to create chaos on purpose. This is just who they are. It's led by a group of women who have nothing but identity politics at the top of their goal, their desire. Well, I'll say this for me, just about FSU. I asked Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons believes he's still a big donor to FSU. He was great, by the way, at the he's about the best thing that you saw at Big League. He was great. He thinks he thinks Florida State is a shoe-in for the SEC. I asked him the question. Now, again, it's one guy, it's one opinion. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it's just going to come down to when one league finally moves, then the other. I'm talking about just 2 leagues because that's who's going to control it. They're going to select and choose who they want. No one from the ACC or the Big 12 is going to hesitate if the Big 10 or the SEC finally say, all right, let's bring 4. Let's go ahead and bring 4 to each league. Here's our invites. You know how quickly Virginia Tech would say yes? I do not, Tuxie, but I do follow. Radford has a club team, and I like to watch those dudes from time to time. Radford University, we have a club team. We have a rugby field. We do. I enjoy watching. It's cool. Now, there's no cowards in rugby now. There's some hard-nosed dudes, man. And FSU does, they couldn't fire Mike Norvell because of money. They won't have any choice if they get off to another poor start. Shall we look? Let's look. That's why I keep this handy right here. Let's peruse while we wait Marva to join us here. Let's peruse Florida State's schedule. let's see where we are with the Noles. New Mexico State, you know what? Watch out. Watch out. SMU at Alabama, Central Arkansas, Virginia, 4 of their first 5 games at home, at Louisville, at Miami, Clemson, woo, at BC, at Pitt, NC State and Florida. It's been nice knowing you, Mike Norvell. Good luck at your next stop back in the G6. No, T-Bird. We don't have a curling facility. No, there's no curling facility. Well, I think what's going to happen from ETH is you're going to see, once those leagues expand, you're going to see 10 conference games as your schedule. And then you're going to have just 2 non-conference. I think that's what's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I think that'll be part of the negotiation. Because television is going to demand that the SEC in an expanded situation. Or look at it this way. What might happen too, and this is still on the table from what I've been told, once this thing does break off into 40, 50, 60, whatever the hell it is, then all of a sudden you've got a free-for-all of network opportunities. And I think what we're seeing now with ESPN actively getting involved in the playoff, unfortunately, the networks are going to have way too much say in how this is going to look, because that revenue, that money is so vital, especially now. Especially now. And I don't like it. It's never a good thing. It's like the new, for some reason, there's a woman who's going to be producing the new James Bond, and she said, quote, yesterday, it's going to be a brand new take on the character. I don't even want to know what that's going to look like. And when the networks get involved like they are, it's not a good thing for us. Marva says she doesn't see the invite. All right. Well, we're going to send it again, Marva. I wonder if I can send it. Let's see here. All right, I'll send it to the other one, Marva. How about that? I'll send it to both. Yeah. See the bond. It is going to be an atrocity. She called the old James Bond a, quote, misogynist. And whenever I hear that word used in modern Hollywood, yeah. It's going to be really bad. It's going to be really, really bad. Really bad. Tebow says, I don't know if certain teams in the SEC want FSU, but I do think UVA and UNC are shoe-ins for the Big Ten. Yeah, they'll both be moving. Wayne says they're going to have to split back into divisions. You can't have another debacle like the ACC championship last year. ACC is on its last legs. I don't know if they're even thinking beyond their own season by season, to be honest. What, the 1 year anniversary pick? It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. I thought it turned out pretty well. Let's get it back up there. Here we go. Well, I'm trying to get it back up there. Let's see if it'll work. Well, that didn't work at all. Let's try it one more time here. There we go. Yeah, see? You got very happy people behind me. Look how happy they are. Y'all don't see them, but those two ladies show up every day, and all they do is cheer for 2.5 hours. And then you got, see Balboa. Look how happy Balboa is. He's got his sunglasses on because he was out too late the night before. There you go. See, you got football, baseball, hockey puck, basketball. I didn't put a soccer ball in there. And if I wouldn't have been copyright infringed, in danger, I would have put Marva on there. Good morning, Marva. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing, Rick?
Hey, well, we made it to 1 year. Today's 1 year.
How about happy anniversary? What is this? Is this the paper anniversary? I don't remember. I never remember the proper gifts.
I don't know. I didn't get anything from you in the mail. It's 1 year, and I didn't get anything from you in the mail.
It's on the way. It probably got lost or something. You'll get it.
So how you been? How was your week?
I had a pretty good week. We only had one big lizard sighting, so everything's good.
One big lizard sighting. Oh, yes. Where is it? The same dude? Do we know if it's the same guy?
I don't think so, actually, because I took a picture the first time and it was kind of fat, and this one was thinner. So I really think this is maybe either a partner, or maybe it's like an adolescent. I don't know, but it was smaller, definitely smaller. Not quite as round, but same species. I did check.
He is the same species. Okay.
Yes, I did dress up for the anniversary. I'm very excited.
You did?
Wearing my maroon today for my Hokie fan friends. Yeah, very excited.
That's what that is? Is that what you do on purpose? Is that your celebration?
Yeah. I was going to do a little BDST dance, but it's too early for that.
That's pretty good. Well, what do you think? Yeah, you see there, Wayne says you look great.
Yes, Wayne is always so nice.
Well, yeah, because you're so nice, Marvin. You're so nice. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Well, North Carolina thinks okay. We think North Carolina is going to up in the Big Ten. Or would you be happy in the next year or two when Carolina goes to the Big Ten if they do keep conferences going? What do you think?
No, it would make me sad, but
you got no rivals, no rivalries there.
No rivalries. It's a bunch of schools you don't really care about. You know what I mean? It's like, so it makes me very sad, actually. And I was hoping that, and I'm still hopeful that the ACC can continue. But what are the odds of that? It just, once these dominoes started falling and everybody is thinking, you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be left out, right? You want to, who knows if we even have the conference system as we have it now in the future.
I know. I don't think
it's just really sad because you have all these great rivalries. People have been playing each other forever and ever and ever and ever. And just like that, it can be gone.
It can be gone. Yeah. And look at all the teams in the ACC that we know won't be part of this. Like Wake Forest will not be part of this.
No.
Syracuse and Boston College will not be part of this, whatever it looks like. Will Duke basketball be a big enough brand? Probably. They don't want to lose Duke. Yeah, they don't want to lose Duke basketball. That's going to be the anomaly, that if they make it in, it's going to be just because of basketball, nothing else.
Yeah. And, when they were talking about all this realignment talk, I didn't hear a lot of talk even about NC State and what might happen with them.
They're right on the border. I know. They're like Tech. Yeah. They're kind of just sitting there. What would it look like? Yeah.
Right. And I really just hate it. I mean, you know how much I love college basketball, and that's where I would hate it the most. I mean, not that it would be great in football either, but in basketball, it's just like I said, I grew up with these rivalries, Rick. I grew up with them and they were so much fun, and everybody picks a side. I mean, as a little kid, you pick a side, and it just makes me very sad to think that might be going away.
Agreed. 100%. And that's what we grew up with, were the great rivalries in college sports. And with all the realignment already, we've seen so many of these not happen anymore. Oklahoma and Nebraska, Oklahoma State, Bedlam's not going to happen anymore. It makes zero sense.
It does. But we talked about this. It is all about the money. Financially, it makes sense for some teams, some conferences. So, that's what we're going to see. And it just makes me sad to think about it. I had always hoped that maybe there could be something for these schools where they are known more for basketball. Maybe could they do something to kind of keep this going? But it just doesn't, for most schools, generate the money that football does. So it can't continue like we'd like to see it.
Yeah.
I'm having allergies again today, guys. I'm trying to get through the segment. It's just bad. I wanted to take some more medicine this morning before the show, but I couldn't because
is it the time of year? Is it the time of year? Is it the new place?
I guess so. I don't know, but I take it every night. Like, this is my life. I take it every night. And if it's really bad, I could take another dose in the morning, but it has some bad side effects. So I really didn't want to get on the air if I had to take a second one. So we're just powering through. Hopefully, at least I'm not sneezing, right?
I think it's the lizard. I think you're allergic to the big lizard. I think I think that's what's happening right now as we speak. The lizard is causing you so much, No.
It's just, oh my gosh,
it's the Tager. See, T-Bird agrees. It's the Tager.
That would require, if I were outside, maybe we could make that argument. But yeah. So,
well, I still don't believe. I have a hard time knowing how you can keep track of him being inside. I think he's inside your house right now.
Stop it, Rick. That could never. The thing is too big. There's no way the thing could be in the house without me.
I really do.
Okay, so he's not in, or she, whatever. We don't know. But again, there are two of them at least. We know now there are at least two. But I refuse to call on them. Just makes me sad. I don't want them to be trapped. If it's on me, I could call, but I don't want to. Wayne.
I understand. Yeah. Are you part of the House of Dragons, Wayne says? Are you now? That's what it is. Are you part of the House of Dragons down in Florida now? Is that where we are? Get him a saddle. Let the kids ride them. What do you think?
I mean, I did think, should we build a little shelter for them? But my husband was against that idea, so no shelter.
Yeah, well, are you seeing any of the more small ones in your home?
Not lately.
Okay, good.
I mean, we at some point, we will get another cat, and if you have a cat in the house, you don't really have to work, because they'll take care of them.
Are there any ticking sounds from the alligators down there?
No. I have not seen any gators. So, but there's always water around. There's a little pond not far away, and it talks about do not get in the water, because there may be, but yeah. I know now they've got the flesh-eating bacteria in some of our beaches. I don't know if I've heard about it in Florida, but some of them.
Oh, really? Flesh-eating bacteria?
I haven't heard about Florida, but I think Louisiana, some of the states, they're having this in places where you've got a mix of salt and fresh water. And I'm just like, really, what else? So now we can't, like here in Florida, you can't go into fresh water. It doesn't make sense. But we're going to have to now also worry about the beach. Just the other day, my husband's like, are we limited to just pools now? Are pools the only safe place to go? Which makes me sad.
Aren't they going to find their way? Aren't they just going to migrate to the pools, though, at some point? They'll just somehow
that does happen. Sometimes people get a gator in their pool because they actually can go over fences. Even if you have a fence, they can go over fences, and sometimes people see them in their pools, and that is definitely a time to make a phone call to get, Fish and Wildlife. They will trap the gators and relocate them. Usually, if a gator is seen as a nuisance, though, if it's labeled as a nuisance, then unfortunately it will be euthanized.
No, okay. Well, I get that. Kids pee in pools, Prometheus says.
They do.
Florida always has lakes and ponds in all of the neighborhoods there, it seems. Perfect for pets. Yeah. All right, so we got to talk some North Carolina, because now, I don't know if we've talked about it since the sun was sent away.
No, we didn't. And when that news came out, I was thinking just a lot of things. I mean, I understand from a personal standpoint, privacy. If you have a medical situation, maybe you don't want to share it with the whole world, all the details, right? I mean, we can understand that as people, but I wish we had been given just a little bit more. It didn't have to spell out exactly what was going on, but is he dealing with an ongoing situation that may impact the whole season? Or is it something that, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks and then he'll be back? Like I said, I struggle with it because from the human standpoint, I understand, you don't want the whole world to know necessarily what's going on with you medically, but I would like something, just something to say, even without all the details. I don't need all the details, but just a little something. I think when you leave it so vague like that, you invite all kinds of speculation, as to what's going on. So I'm just waiting. We're just a couple weeks out still now, right? We're a couple weeks out from that first game. And I'm hopeful that, Carolina will show up and do well, and maybe all the focus can get off of these other things swirling around off the field right now.
I don't think it's going to. And then you had
negative.
Well, then it comes up again Saturday during the Hall of Fame induction. Adam Vinatieri rips into Belichick, who said, by the way, he would always show up when his former players got inducted in the Hall of Fame. He told Vinatieri he was going to be there, then didn't show up, and he didn't hold back, and made a comment about Jordan. And I think at some point the big donors down there are going to say enough's enough. We got involved. We tried we railroaded this through, and it's just been a complete and utter disaster for that brand. North Carolina's brand right now is sustaining.
Could it have been, I'm going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Could it have been something with his son? I mean, medical leave, indefinite.
He didn't get a reason, or he wouldn't have made the joke.
Right.
Like if it had been a reason
he could have made a phone call. He could have been, look, we're not putting this out now, but he's really sick. Steve's really sick. We don't want to, Steven. And he didn't do that. So
I don't think Jordan wanted him to go. I think that's what it was. No, we don't want to go. Why would we want to go to Ohio?
I mean, that just doesn't. I don't understand. I really don't know what's going on. And just historically, he's been the type of person that doesn't let people in. And, everybody has their own personality. But I think maybe the time is to let people in a little bit, because who knows? I mean, it could have been a family situation. I think we would all understand that. If one of our kids were seriously ill, we wouldn't be here right now. I think people would understand. We would be with them. So I don't know.
I think your athletic department, much like Virginia Tech's, didn't have competent leadership. Now, I like Bubba Cunningham, but clearly he didn't want Bill Belichick, but he was told he had no say.
Right.
So all this happened, and that's why he's gone. He did not appreciate the way he was treated, so he retires, if you will. And now you've got this new guy, and I don't know what kind of power. It just seems like Carolina, even with their brand and with Jumpman and Jordan, this was not something that people wanted. And yet 3 or 4 big of the $1 billion boosters got it done. And if your program's being controlled solely on that, you're in trouble,
Yeah, that's what they wanted. And also, I think when you spend that kind of money, you don't want to admit you've made a mistake, right? But it's
obvious at this point.
It looks bad. And so I think I think what they're holding on to, they believe it's going to be better this year. And then they will kind of be vindicated. Say, look, yeah, it was bad last year, but look what happened. I think that's what they're hopeful for. And, we may see, we've talked about how tough the schedule is going to be. It's when you look at that, it's very few things you say, well, that's definitely going to be a win, right? Very few. So if it starts really bad early, maybe there'll be a mid-season change. So,
I mean, if they find themselves at 1-5, just to be honest, TCU and Ireland, ETSU should be a win. At Clemson, Notre Dame, at Pitt, and at Duke. If they lose to Duke, you ready for this prediction? If they lose to Duke and they're 1-5, he'll be fired. What do you think?
I don't know. Do you think they would actually fire him? I think there might be one of those things.
Why not?
Where,
He's done nothing to enhance the brand.
Like behind closed doors, and then he comes out and makes a statement and says, I want to spend more time with my family. One of those,
That's what schools are. That's what schools are trying to do now to try to, But I think in this case, it could be a power move for Carolina and kind of put them back in a state of kind of authority if they say, you know what, we fired Bill Belichick.
Right, wasn't working out.
If you're 1-5 and you lose to Duke, why would you keep him on for the rest of the final 6 games? I don't.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Start looking ahead to next year. Thinking about who.
Yeah, at that point, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who would coach the team, Ron. I don't think at that point, once you make that move, you just want to get through the second half of the season and be done.
But I think also you want to retain as many players as you can. You're good players. You want to retain those, and maybe making a change helps you do that. Or, I don't know, Rick. This makes me so sad. Why are we talking about 1-5 when the season hasn't even started yet?
I know. Okay? We're just looking at it. We're just looking at the record. What it could
all
be.
Tied up right now. You're right.
Yeah, it's true. And you might show up in Ireland and maybe whoever the quarterback's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it's Billy Edwards, maybe
there's healthy competition. There's healthy competition right now.
There is.
So, I again, Rick, I'm trying to be hopeful. Today is what? What is today? The I don't even know. In summertime,
it's the 11th. It's the anniversary. It's our anniversary. Yeah.
That's right. So it's the 11th. Yeah, we've still got time. Everybody's excited about the season.
You still got time. Yeah, you do.
We're excited about the season. Everybody is very united. We're gearing up for a big one. This big international.
You're already emotional. See how
I am very emotional.
You're already crying, and your season hasn't even started yet.
I'm very emotional.
Wait. Oh, that's right. You got allergies. That's right.
When Carolina stomps TCU, the whole college football world will be talking about it.
Well, let's look at that. Where's TCU picked in the Big 12? Maybe we're overestimating TCU.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll right. Let's see.
Let's see. Take a look.
Phil has them 6th.
Okay.
Ooh, they got 15 starters back, Marva. They did lose their quarterback, though, to Indiana. And Sonny Dykes is the coach. So Phil says they will be in contention once again.
Huh.
Ouch. 15 starters.
Maybe if they lose to Carolina by like 30, then they won't be in contention.
15 starters back. In this day and age, 15 starters back, that's incredible. Oil money is a good thing to retain that team.
We're not worried about that.
Okay.
Carolina Nation is not worried about that, Rick. See, once Carolina just starts beating people, racking up all these double-digit wins, this conversation will be very different.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll see. We're getting closer. Ireland is 2 weeks away. You're excited.
And I'm still ready to go.
We're working on it. We're trying to get your visa. We're trying to get all
your sponsor. Get a sponsor. Send me.
Do you have a passport?
Actually, my passport has expired, and I probably don't have time to redo it. But I'll try. If you're going to send me, I will see what we'll work on it. Sometimes you can talk to your like a congressperson, help you like push that through. I know you have connections.
Well, if you don't have a passport, they're not going to let you go. I know one thing. We tried to go to
Cancun.
Cancun.
I just need to renew it. I just need to renew it. Maybe you can help me get that done quickly.
I'll work on it. We'll work on that here in the next couple of weeks before time for the
I got to start working on it now, though. Right?
Yeah. I know.
Takes time.
Maybe we can take the big lizard, and maybe that'll help. Maybe we can barter with the lizard. Maybe that would get it done.
I don't know about that, but seriously, you talk to your people.
I will.
I know you're very influential there.
I am, with passports and things like that. Yeah.
You have connections.
All right,
places.
I do. Have a great rest of the week, and thank you for being part of the program. We never would have made it through a year without you. So thank you.
Well, best of luck for many, many years to come. Right?
Well,
you're still just getting started.
We'll see. All right. Well, be good. I hope your allergies get better. And say hey to. We need to start name. We need to name the guy. We need to start coming up with a good name.
I know. I don't know what to name him.
Let's just call him MJ. Let's just call him Michael.
No. Let's call him something like Frankie or
Sam, like Sam Perkins. Let's call him Sam.
We can call him Sam, and that also works. If girl or boy. It could be short for Samantha. We don't know.
We don't know exactly.
Yeah, it works.
All right, give my best to the fam.
Christian, I am not delusional.
Yeah, she's not. She's just diehard. Yay.
Yeah, I just believe. Okay, well, I will see you next time. Again, congratulations on the first year.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for being a part of it. All right, couldn't do the show without you, Marvin. All right, be good. Be good.
Bye-bye.
Marvin, Miami, ladies and gentlemen. I did miss your joke, Wayne. What did you do? Let me go back. Well, when I'm talking to Marva, I don't look at chat as often as I should. You know what? I think you're right, Wayne. I think he didn't go because of the Hall of Fame thing. And Prometheus is right. It makes it even worse. He's that selfish. Christian says Carolina may win 2 games. Well, he is kind of a scumbag. He's destroyed what legacy. It's really stupid. The ceiling is the roofing. I demand a chuckle. Okay, well, you got it. It was good. I think Christian. I think Marva's being a little facetious. I think she knows how bad it is down there. 1 in 5 could be a thing. We just looked at the top first 6 games. I'm not saying it will happen. I mean, who knows? But that seems more likely than if they were able to turn it around. To me, that seems more likely than not. It's just incredible that every week something seems to happen. Now with his son, Adam Vinatieri, I mean, there's something negative hitting that program weekly. And the reason is Bill Belichick. Now, I don't know. Well, you know what? I do kind of know. We've gotten some insight already. The answer was given to us early. People still throw it out there that he's the greatest coach in the NFL, which is just complete crap. He's not. I know he's got the wins in the Super Bowl. He's not. Bill Belichick, sure as hell, is not Vince Lombardi, is not Don Shula, is not Bill Walsh, is not Joe Gibbs. I'm sorry. He couldn't win without Tom Brady. They cheated their ass off 3 games. 3 of the Super Bowls are kind of a little bit of a gray area. He didn't get into the Hall of Fame because people that vote at around the NFL feel the same way. His punishment was not getting in the first opportunity because people around the league, inside the league, know the links in which the Patriots broke the rules. You don't want to believe that? I'm sorry. But let's stop trying to say this because the overview, because it's the newest thing, he's the greatest coach of all time. No, he's not. Is he hell of a defensive coach? Yes, he is. Did he win 6 Super Bowls? Yeah. Did he have the greatest quarterback of all time? Arguably. Did he win after that? No. Has he won at his new place in college where I think he thought he would step down and just be an immediate success? Well, he didn't last year. But let's just stop blindly throwing him in there as this greatest this, greatest that. Sometimes people just run with things before they really think about it. Right? I mean, you take Tom Brady away from Bill Belichick. Tom Brady got a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. You take Tom Brady away from Bill Belichick, how many Super Bowls do the Patriots win? I mean, I know it's kind of hard to think about because Brady was at the Central so thoroughly, right? Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. You're a massive part of the program and the success we have. There you go. Look how happy the ladies are. Well, the dog's not very happy, but he has to stay aggressive. Creed is just flying by, man. Anniversary number 1. Yeah, I have people on our professional door text line. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's your number 1. Who knew, right? Who
my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But thanks for all the well wishes. We appreciate that. Yeah, people seem to like the anniversary pick. Yeah. Look, I designed it, but AI made it. I couldn't make that. I couldn't make that if I could sit down for 7 years and never come up with that. There you go. Here we are. And again, you don't see them, but the two ladies dancing, that's a real thing. They're over here right now. All right. Mike Burnham joins us coming up in just a little bit. Joining us on the program. There you go. The Boundary Quarter. It's Brian Siegler. What's up, Brian? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Rick? How are we doing this morning?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. We have made it to 1 year here on YouTube.
1 year. 1 year. Hey.
Let me ask you a question. Totally separate from tech before we get into tech practice week 1 and your cast last week. Bill Belichick.
Uh-huh.
Where do you put Bill Belichick on the all-time list of things?
All-time list of what?
Well, you see it all the time when people start talking about coaches in the NFL. They go, oh, he's the greatest of all time. He's not. I don't believe that for a second that he's the greatest coach of all time.
I think before Brady left New England, most people would have put him at the top or in a conversation with 1 or 2 other coaches.
Yes, agreed.
But Brady left and kept winning, and he didn't, and now we've got this whole debacle going on in North Carolina.
Exactly.
And those 2 things have done more damage to the reputation of Bill Belichick, and it's looking more like a product of Brady and a bunch of guys that were able to do the things that Brady could do and Brady could adapt as needed to what the roster required. I still think he's a very good defensive coach, and I think that You know, he does some other things really well because he kept that defense going, you know, under different coordinators throughout that run. That defense was always pretty good, if not great, for the majority of that run. But I think there's, you know, you don't win those championships without Brady on your roster. And, you know, coaches are always in some ways a product of their players, but I think no one benefited more from that designation than Belichick during the Patriots run with Tom Brady there. And like I said, I think we kind of saw it as a little bit of fool's gold now that we're a little bit more removed. And it's looking like he's somewhere between what we saw in his first run in Cleveland and what he did for the Patriots versus the Patriots being what he really is.
Well, and you go back to his early stages, right? He got fired as the Browns coach.
Yeah.
Took the Jets job. One day he was with the Jets, and you remember he didn't like what the ownership may look like, so he on a napkin resigned, and then they traded him to New England. So he was already being shady well before the whole Patriot thing even started. You know?
Oh yeah. And I mean,
but anyway,
to his credit, I mean, it's the Jets.
True. Very true. That is a good point.
He gets a little bit of a pass because it's the Jets. I mean, if you say Jets in front office and I have concerns, that's just every Jets team for the last 5 decades.
Correct. All right, well, let's get into the cast last week. You guys were all back. Everything was good. You know, we're getting some things out of practice. It's all going to be a controlled message so far. But what's some of the vibes you like? First of all, how was it having everybody back last week on the show?
It was a really good time. It was nice to kind of get back into the swing of things with the crew. We got a big one going on tonight. We got Dan Pulse from Tales from the Terror Dome, Pete B from Too Deep jumping on with us. We're gonna start unraveling the thread a little bit on what this Hokies team might look like this year. So that's going to be an exciting night. It's season preview panel part 1. We got 3 consecutive weeks where we're having a couple guests on talking about the season. It's going to be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun getting back together with the crew.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit of everything. Talked about what concerts we wanted to see in Lane, since that's a big thing that Brian White's been talking about since he's come on board. So it was good, man. It was good. It's nice to get back in the swing of things. And you know, we keep telling everybody, expect to see us every week from here until sometime in late December.
Yay! All right. So Chris is asking, Shelton going to be on tonight? Certainly, right? Shelton.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think until volleyball season kicks into full swing, we've got Sheldon at our disposal. The off-grid camping trip was the only thing that put a hindrance in it this summer.
So what have you gathered? We're not getting much, you know, and that's, you know, I get it. You know, I don't expect much from any camp, not just Tech, right? They're going to keep things okay. We're going to have the product out here. It's hard to know going into VMI. The official line was released yesterday. I saw 50.5, which is Franklin can try to say all he wants. Hey man, why are people overlooking VMI? Just stop. But in any event, what's been your take so far of the messaging that's come out of the first week of camp?
Things seem a lot more intense and a lot more organized than I think we've seen of late. I think that's a good thing. You know, we all heard the stories about late practice starts and, you know, sessions running over, and it seems like Franklin very much is we got to do this thing. We got to be hitting our marks. We got to be doing everything on time, getting through things the way that we need to. I like that bit because it gives a sense of urgency, which you need on game day. You got to practice similar to how you play. I remember when I played at Hampton-Sydney, I mean, we were a tempo offense and we were running tempo the whole practice. We were moving. So you got to practice how you want to play. So I think that's important. And, some of the things like position wise, I think some of the videos, like the one-offs have been kind of cool seeing how some of the guys are progressing, getting to see a couple, Luke Reynolds plays. I think we got one or two with Stewie in there, a couple other guys. So I'm interested to see how some of these roster battles shake out, especially who's going to be wide receiver behind Green and Brown, what that's going to look like. With Johnny Garrett nicked up, what's the offensive line going to look like? Who's going to win those tackle battles? On the defensive line, I think the first line is pretty set, but who's going to be those next two, especially with Emmett Laws nicked up? So I think you got position battles kind of all over here that are still going to be settled heading deeper into fall camp. But I mean, it's been nice seeing some stuff jumping out up there, and hopefully we get a little bit more fed to us over the next week or two.
Well, sometimes you make game predictions and season predictions. You don't feel great about it. Like I went 7-5. I wish I would have gone 8-4, but I'm going to stick to it. But one thing I think is true, I think we're going to see the Grunkemeyer Reynolds combination develop into the ACC's version of Brady and Gronk. I really believe we're going to have massive connection, massive national profiling of those two guys and what they're accomplishing in the new Tech offense. I really believe that's going to be a mega thing. That team, we already had Coach Elmo and Todd Grantham and Bud Foster all on this show talking about how much they hate the 12 personnel and how hard that can be, right? You have a tight end like that. I think those two guys are going to have massive, massive seasons together. I really do.
Yeah.
There you go. I got it out there.
And it sounds like, blocking wise, Benji and Luke have come a little bit along on that front. If you're going to run 12 personnel, you got to have two tight ends that can block as well. That's definitely important. You can't overlook that. So making sure that they can block and hold up on that front is just as important as what they can do with the ball in their hand. But we've seen what Benji can do when he actually gets enough targets, and we've seen, between spring flashes last year at Penn State and kind of all the buzz coming out of fall camp so far, that Luke Reynolds is as advertised in terms of ability to get open, catch the ball, make some plays. So you pair those two together and you get a couple other guys mixing in there as needed. I mean, that's going to be a room that is going to be pretty formidable, I think, once the season kicks off here.
To me, watching him, they had that shot of him making that great catch, and he got up and he both feet in. I won't use the expletive that he used, but check it. Both effing feet were in. He looks like to me he's more of just a big wide receiver, and I mean that as a compliment. Yeah. I know he's going to be a tight end, but when you look at him and being a Broncos lifer, he reminds me of Ed McCaffrey when he got to Denver. He was this tall, bigger guy. He wasn't real fast, but he could get open. He had sure hands. He was tough. He could block. I mean, Reynolds is going to be a tight end, but he has a lot of receiver attributes, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm overhyping him, but I don't think I am. We'll see.
I mean, he's definitely that classic like Joker type tight end where you can easily split them out wide and create some mismatches against the safeties and nickels that will cause a lot of problems. I'm excited about that because that gives you some formation flexibility even when you run 12 personnel.
Yeah.
You're not locked into one or two formations. You can kind of flex that a little bit and play around with that a little bit. So that part is exciting. But yeah, I think you look at the ball skills he has. He definitely plays the position like a wide receiver, just with that bigger body.
Bigger body, yeah. Wayne's asking Brian, any insight? Is Stick It In going to be back this year?
I haven't heard official word, but it does sound like there's been some rumblings that maybe the embargo has been lifted, or it certainly maybe,
as it should be.
At the very least, it's going to be a we'll look away as it happens type situation.
Yeah. Oh, who knew? There it is. I guess we'll just go with it now, and the fans will go nuts.
Well, all right.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, once revenue starts being attached to it, it'll be like, okay, all right, we're just gonna let it go. We're just gonna let it go now.
I mean,
the most important
getting
news
some
of
officially licensed stick it in merch would be pretty rad.
Hearing it at the games, I mean, come on, it's just if fans are going to continue to be prodded for more and more and more, and have to pay more and more and more for their tickets, especially when some of these home games aren't going to be that really attractive in terms of fan, interest. Let them have some fun. Let them do some things they want to do, right? Let them have the things that they want, right?
Look, and we got to realize that we got to this point because of a one shot, like snapshot snowball situation in the later 2000s, right? Like between like 05 and 08, right? Like it was a snapshot in time of a handful of things that led to these decisions being made. I don't think the sentiment of that moment applies to this Hokies team or this situation. I think we're all in a place where we can enjoy this thing. So bring it back.
Yeah, enjoy it. There's so much enjoyment taken out of college athletics daily from everything we hear. He's great at what he does, but I get depressed every day reading Ross Dellinger on X because he's on top of all this stuff, and you're like, ugh. But let's have fun. Let's just bring the fun back into it. That's why I'm going to try to focus on games more. And you know what? I had a lot of fun watching the second half of the Hall of Fame game. I took a lot of heat for it, but I enjoyed watching Haynes King out there rallying the team and scoring because I remember the kind of player he was at Georgia. Heck, he was the 25 ACC Player of the Year, for God's sakes. I mean,
yeah,
I want him to succeed. And Carson Beck looked good. I mean, I know it's preseason, but you know what? The rest of the country agreed because it had over 7 million views average.
Yeah.
So it was the highest in 10 years. So people want football back, and I always want football to be football again. That's what I want.
It was interesting because I feel like that was one of the better Hall of Fame games we've had in a while. It definitely kept me more engaged, I think, than some of the other ones, kind of despite everything else. But I mean, I thought they did a good job with the presentation.
They didn't throw flags.
I thought the players did a really good job. Like it felt like a game that had some stakes to it, even though it had absolutely none. none
whatsoever. But you know what? They stopped throwing flags, and people pointed that out. You know what? The officials called what needed to be called. There were about 3 or 4 plays. I thought, well, here we go. Here comes a flag. And they let it go. And I think that's what we saw, what has been one of the biggest hindrances of the game, and that's been the officiating and the constant yellow hankies coming out for the stupidest things. And I think they're finally maybe moving beyond that. I hope so. I
hope so too. I mean, and the bigger thing, like, it's not just the amount. The amount matters because the amount throws off the flow of a game. It can be frustrating. It's the amount, and in some cases the inconsistency of the application.
Yes.
Whether it's favoring one team or whether it's like, I don't know what this even is because it was a flag here but not here, and so it's like you don't even understand. Like these new rules get put in place and you don't even understand what the context of what when it actually applies because it's so inconsistently applied.
Right.
Like any new helmet to helmet contact, it's like always like, I don't know what this looks like until 8-10 months into the season. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what
exactly.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. What else is going on? Anything else new? Anything else happening?
Oh man, not too much. Like we said, we're riding tonight, so we'll be live on YouTube, on X,
9 o'clock,
Facebook,
9 o'clock. Yeah,
9 o'clock, baby. Come hang with us. Tell us what you think about these Hokies. We got, like I said, we got some fun conversation. We're gonna break down a few position groups, a couple coaches, some bigger picture things tonight, and we're gonna build it up a little bit. We'll do a few position groups each week, a couple other coaches each week, a couple other big picture items. Then we'll just kind of build that up until we get to our week 1 preview.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to that. Peeps will be watching, and thanks again, man, for everything, and thanks for being part of the new format here on YouTube. Made it through 1 year. It's apropos that you're on the anniversary show today. So there you go. There you go.
I appreciate it, Rick. It's always a pleasure. Congrats on 1 year, and I'll see you
Woo-hoo!
next week, buddy.
All right, brother. Y'all have fun tonight. I know you will.
Appreciate it, Rick. Have a good one now.
All right, man. There you go. Ryan Siegel, the Boundary Corner guys. Tonight, 9 o'clock. Check him out on all the different stuff, as he said. You can find them everywhere. Wayne says, think of what has changed in a year. Pry was coach. Witt was AD. Sands was not retiring. $75 million donation. $229 million invested in athletics. A lot in Blacksburg has changed. Is it all due to BST? Yeah. You're welcome, America. All that's changed in the same year and really got started after we came on.
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
We told you 6 weeks before it was announced that James Franklin was going to be the head football coach at Virginia Tech. I went back and looked about a week and a half ago, over 200. You're just a complete hack. Comments on the old Facebook page. But what happened 6 weeks later?
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
Okay. You're welcome, America. You're welcome, Hokie Nation. Look, I won't get flowers for that, but that's okay. That's okay. We have it chronicled forever on the old YouTube shows. For that 2 weeks leading up to it, and I think I told you that the focus was, and it was all Big Ten guy, who I will give credit to. And Big Ten guy, every shot he fires is like, it's like Val Kilmer's Doc Hollywood in Tombstone. Every shot he fires is right on the money. So I would open the show up, if you remember, and I had pictures of James Franklin in a Virginia Tech hoodie. And then I'd quickly just take it off. But I love going back and reading the Facebook posts, because even though I couldn't reactivate the old page after I got hacked, I can go back and see, because I had separated the comments. You're welcome. Well, Big Ten guy, thank you. Oh, and don't forget the 186. That's right. That was bold within the first year. Who knew? Mike Burnup's going to join us coming up. Couldn't do it with all of our sponsors, without all of our sponsors. And I thank so much, so many of these folks who are coming back for year 2. It means a lot. 540-200-8294, familyfencingnrv.com. Well, I think the show has survived now going on year 17 because we are community oriented. We are local. We care about what's best for the community, and these sponsors do as well. Folks like Mark Hundley, McClellan Chiropractic, making the community feel better each and every week. There's nobody more community than Louise Baker, who will be bringing you Mike Burnup's appearance here coming up. Louise, you already know she's going to have more tickets to give away coming up this season. Nobody loves the NRV more than Louise, and it's not just because she sells a lot of houses, right? Pulaski County Sports Entertainment. Who's more community-oriented than Pulaski County Sports Entertainment with Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller? What they're doing to completely rejuvenate where I grew up. It's amazing. It's amazing. And thank them for their title sponsorship of the program. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street. When I talked to Charles Lee last week about coming back for year 2, he said, best thing about your show is it makes you feel like it's just part of everyday life. And it really meant a lot to me, because he goes, when I broke away and started my own company, it was all about trying to help people that I knew wasn't getting the kind of service that they deserved. And sure enough, he's built a massive, massive business in a short amount of time. Congratulations to him, and welcome back. Welcome back. The attorney Ryan Pry, Trust and Estate Planning, 701 West Main Street. BDST Fan Question of the Week, brought to you by the attorney Ryan Pry. And our question this week is, who's going to finish last in the ACC? And you're right, Brandon, you asked the question. We did get 2 Carolina votes this morning. Right now, though, it's Boston College leads the way. National Bank member FDIC. Thanks to Lara Ramsey. They will be back for year 2 as the exclusive banking partner of this program. It means a whole heck of a lot. I've been with them for going on 3.5 decades. I'm telling you, when you have to refinance things, boy, it's stressful. And they made it as easy as possible down here at the Radford branch. Jamie and everybody else involved. Thank you so much to Lara and everything that they mean to the community as well. National Bank, how it's grown, and how Lara, as the new president, is continuing what Brad DiNardo built for years and years. It's awesome. It's awesome to see. It really, really is. Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, 300 North Franklin Street, 540-381-8011. James will return manufactured parts for your home. He's been around since 97. The NRV Super Bowl will return for year 2. We're going to do more things over there with them. The Bash was such an amazing success. 382-5525. Leagues now are forming for the fall, men's, women's, mixed, and for kids. Smith Brothers, Sundown Electric, long list of satisfied clients, attest to superior craftsmanship, attention to detail, clear communication, the best wiring, electrical service you're going to find anywhere in the NRV and beyond. ReadySetFund.com. Unfortunately, finishing up their final month here is supporting the program, but we appreciate Bob so much for helping us get launched and wish them nothing but the best. Whether they're supporting the program or not, be sure to, if you ever think about needing to raise money for your group, your school group, ReadySetFund.com is where you should go. And Bob is terrific, and he can help you out and answer all your questions. And Professional Door Incorporated, sponsor of our text line, residential, commercial, garage doors, family owned and operated, 40 years in business, 540-674-0008. Reach out to Travis and those folks. 40 years, man. That's not a mistake. That's not a mistake. Good stuff today from Marva and Brian Siegel. Mike Burnup's going to join us. And then tomorrow, we're potentially just absolutely loaded with Keon, Damian Sordelette. I hope Teal, I think, can jump back on tomorrow. And then Bill Roth is confirmed because he was on the first show the first week. And I'm trying to get Creed to be part of this, but he's been hunting this morning. He's right out here. I'm going to see if I can grab him, see if we can get a live shot of Creed here. Let's see. Well, and in typical Creed fashion, he's got a mouse, so I didn't bother. I was trying to get footage of it, but it didn't work out. Yeah, he's got a mouse, and he's out there doing his thing. That guy. You know how Wesley Snipes, his blade, is the vampire hunter? Well, Creed is just that guy, too. Yeah, he didn't want to be bothered. There is no tomorrow. That dude. And think about it now, he doesn't waste. I won't see that critter again. He's like, I don't have time to be part of the anniversary show, okay? I'm doing my thing out here. Just let me go. Let me do my thing. I follow on Instagram Rocky Movie account or something like that. And they've been showing a lot of those clips. I just absolutely love those movies. And, I'm starting to find out as I get a little older, and I've always felt this way, I love them even more because of Carl Weathers. Apollo Creed, just he played that character so well. Yeah, we don't even have a choice. Exactly. We don't have a choice. That's who we are. Speeches to remind Rocky constantly, because he'd already lived his life that way as the heavyweight champ. When they're he's got him in the ring in Rocky 3 trying to train him, and what the hell is wrong with you? There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. All right? Tomorrow. It's over. Yeah, Creed, he is. He's doing what he does. That's exactly right. He lays out in the yard in the evenings and he's just looking it over. He'll go to the front yard. He's got everything. You're exactly right. He's got everything marked. If he sees if it's another cat, or if it's anything, I mean, he is ready to go. The back he's ready to go, man. Don't come into my territory. Is what he's saying. I send at least one clip to my kids a week. Yeah, I'm with you, man. But and Sylvester Stallone has said it. If he didn't have Carl Weathers, that the movie would not have worked. And the way it's lingered and lasted for so long. It just gets better with age. It does. The lessons that are taught through the whole thing. All right. And I think I'm starting to enjoy Rocky 3 more than I did originally, because I just love the development of Apollo and Rocky's friendship in that movie. Right? Get up, you SOB, because Daddy loves you. I love it, Chris. But the whole time, the one thing that you have to, like, it was clear at that time that Apollo could still be the heavyweight champion, that he was trying to. But we know he threw the beach race. Right. He threw the beach race because there's no way on any earth that Rocky Balboa is outrunning Apollo Creed. Mick, it was cast so perfectly except for one. You can't win. And, and he did that like any good coach or trainer, Chris, right? He did that to help his pupil, to help him gain some. Hey, look, I am fast. I believe I'm fast. He has changed me into what he said, right? Let's just say it the way it is, right? Apollo Creed's goal was to turn him into a black fighter, which is why he took him to his gym and he said, look at their eyes. I mean, it was brilliant stuff, man. Great movies. Just great movies. Those first 4 movies. And I know Rocky 4 is high cheese. I get it. But it was at the heart of the Cold War. It meant a lot. And I remember sitting in the theater and people were standing up going nuts. And Sly has said that Rocky 3 was Apollo's movie, even though it was Apollo's movie. Yeah. I agree with that. It's almost like a reward for the first two. It's like Rocky 3 is yours. You're going to bring my character back into, he's a champion because of you. You're the champion. You're the ultimate champion. I got up before you did at the end of Rocky 2. We had two of the greatest fights ever, but you are the quintessential champion. You're the measure by which champions were supposed to be. So you're going to come in Rocky 3 and you're going to pick me up off my arse and you're going to make me the champion you are through the champion you are, right? That's what that was. Rocky 3 had little to do with Rocky Balboa. It had a lot to do with Apollo Creed. And I think that's why I like it so much. Am I wrong about that? Oh, the Rocky IV soundtrack it plays on my vehicle. The songs rotate through every time I drive home from work. Correct. 100%. 100%, Chris. I mean, and we can get into a whole thing here, but I agree 100% with that. It shouldn't. It should. It's great movies. And young people, who don't have a lot, today's entertainment doesn't provide a lot. See, when we were growing up, we had entertainment and things that help, things like that. The Rocky franchise and other movies and other examples of television that made you feel inspired, it gave you role models, things like that were done in the best interest of how human development was going. Now everything is politically driven, so it focuses on all the negatives. So kids don't have anything to grasp on. They don't have anything to aspire to be. I got heavily involved in keeping interest I had in boxing. What was the boxers I grew up with? It was Muhammad Ali, always will be Muhammad Ali. It will always be Marvin Hagler. It will always be Sugar Ray Leonard, right? But kids don't have that today because this is all they do. And there's nothing on here but negativity and judgment. Social media is nothing but negativity and judgment. Worked out to that soundtrack in years. I get it. Did you know, by the way, Wayne, that Eye of the Tiger also involves Queen? Sylvester Stallone wanted Queen to kind of do a version of, I believe it was Another One Bites the Dust. And they were on board at first, and then they decided not to do it. And then Survivor had to come up with a song, and then boom, here's Eye of the Tiger. And the rest is history. It wouldn't have sounded the same. Well, you don't know what it would have been like, but now that you have Eye of the Tiger so implemented into the whole thing. And I believe it starts out Rocky 3, right? You go through all the highlights of the movies, and then dun 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 dun. But yeah, he was going to use Another One Bites the Dust, and they had initial agreement to do it. And I don't know what year did that come out, by the way. Rocky 3. $1982. Queen was in a world tour at the time. I know that was the reason that was given to, that was the Game album that, had that song on it, Crazy Little Thing Called Love and all that. So the timing didn't work out. But yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, there's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. That heavy bag is in trouble today. Exactly. And the video, they did 2 videos. They did one with Robert Tepper, like running around a studio, which is like, what? And then they did the flashback of Stallone showing how he got to that point, all the successes that he had. So now the professional door text line's getting... You haven't done your Adrian impersonation enough since you went on YouTube. Congratulations. Happy anniversary. Ron and Jeremy and Bobby, Mike, thank you. I mean, they had one release yesterday, and it was her showing up in Russia. Sly's got the beard going, and he's got the cap on. He's been out chopping wood or out running the Soviet guards' cars. And he turns around and she's there. I couldn't stay away. I missed you. I started looking around my house and my money, and I realized that I was spreading out rabbit food at a pet store when you came and walked into my life. Imagine being the wife of Rocky Balboa. He just lost his best friend. Not only is he carrying on his own legacy, he's trying to carry on the legacy of Apollo. He's given you everything. He knocked off the heavyweight champion of the world, the previous undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. He rallied back and knocked out Clubber Lang, who, by the way, Adrian was flirting with. Wayne's correct, 100%. Imagine standing at the top of the stairs as he's standing at the bottom, coming to grips with all these things, still emotionally just absolutely on edge because he lost Apollo, and her yelling out, "You can't win." Really? Really? Yeah, he did have a good looking beard in Rocky IV. He did. He did. The beard game was strong in Rocky IV. It was. I wish he'd have left it on during the fight. But they had to make action figures. Like, he should have just kept the beard when he fought Drago. Exactly, Chris. She is the ultimate hater. Terrible. That's not what you want. And you think about it, she questioned him. I mean, the only time she looked like she was going to be cool was at the end when he went back in Rocky II and she told him to win, and you hear the bell ring. I still get chills whenever I see that scene. Look, if you don't want me mixing it up with Creed anymore, I'll do something else. Blah, 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 blah. I want you to do one thing for me. Come here. What? Win. And then Mick gets up. What are we waiting for? Oh, it was so good. So good. Get chills right now. I get chills right now. Win. So she goes from that to taking advantage of all the wealth in Rocky III, openly hitting on Clubber Lang while he's out in public challenging her husband. Yelling at him on the beach. And then telling him that he can't win. Imagine if Selma had swooped in. Now there's some encouragement. Yeah, Paulie was a villain. Yeah, he was completely unlikable, really, up until Rocky IV at the end when he started crying and said, if I could take myself out of my own skin and turn into somebody else, it would be you, Rock. Remember that? That is when you've kind of had a little sympathy for Paulie. I agree. He abused Adrian. He was a terrible character in the first two. Remember, Rocky had to almost go after him once. Great actor. What are we waiting for? Yeah. And he walks immediately out of the hospital room, and they start the second classic training montage. Nothing will beat the first one, but the second one's pretty good. Second one's pretty good. But Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed, as good as it gets. I don't even know if you can call him a supporting actor. I think he was kind of a co-star more than that. I think I'm looking very forward to this Rocky movie that's coming out, telling the story of the development of the Rocky franchise and Rocky, the original Rocky. That's going to be really good. I think the young guy they've got playing Rocky looks like him, sounds like him. The young guy they've got playing Apollo really has that aura about him. Or playing Carl Weathers. It's more of they're playing Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers as opposed to playing Rocky and Apollo. They're playing the actors who created this amazing franchise. So, yeah. And I know we went off on a Rocky tangent, but it's the anniversary show, so that's going to happen. That's okay. It's okay. I still am mesmerized by the younger people I work with at Radford that have not seen those movies. To the credit of the characters, they know who Rocky is, but they haven't seen it. And it makes you kind of wonder a little bit. Certainly I will. Stephen, there you go. You wanted to see the logo. There you go. It's the 1 anniversary logo there. There you go. See there? Ready to go. Man, but good stuff. Good stuff all the way around. It's always good stuff when this next gentleman joins us. There he is. He's about to go 44 years in the booth. Virginia Tech football. His name is Mike. Mike, how are you? Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Rick. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Congratulations. It's got that 1 year deal. Yeah.
Woohoo! Who knew? Who knew?
Who knew YouTube?
I still get scared to death every day I turn the camera on, but hey, I'm here. So it's hard.
Not like it used to be when you had to stand on 1 foot on a ladder with your hand in there with a coat hanger.
Exactly. And you went through that with me. And no matter how many technical issues may have happened here, I've been able to contain them and figure them out. How many times was it like, Mike? Yeah, we're not on the air today. I don't know why, right? On the old radio show.
You forgot to get that dark coat hanger instead of that white one that comes from the cleaners.
And then I would never get an explanation as to really what was going on. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry about your luck.
Exactly. Well, a lot going on, man. 1 week in the books, Mike. Now this is what's great for peeps. They may not understand. Mike gets to see all this stuff when the rest of the folks don't. What have you liked so far? What stood out to you week 1 into camp now as they look to stack days here in week 2?
Yeah. Well, the energy's been really good, and he's preached on discipline and execution and all those sorts of things. He talked yesterday after practice, he talked about, discipline. We can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. And guys are getting penalties and, making mistakes and those things that cost you maybe a 15-yard penalty or get you thrown out of the game. So he's harped on that a whole lot. And yesterday after practice, they they didn't kind of run up immediately right to where he was. You know, he wants them to get there fast, not walk or jog, sprint over there to where he is. So he did not like that. And so he made them get on the line and run sprints, side back, one across the field and back. And they told him, you know, start with your right foot and you touch your right foot on the line on the other side. So they got 2 of them done. And then on that second one, some of the guys did not touch the left foot. It was right foot the first time, left foot the next time. They didn't touch the left foot on the line. And he saw that and made him go back and do it again. You know, little things like that. So he's stressing the discipline and, you know, making sure you're dialed in and focused and all that sort of stuff. But the energy's been good. They've been in shoulder pads and helmets the last couple of days. After the first few days, they weren't. And tonight, they're going to have a scrimmage in the stadium, weather permitting. And so I'm looking forward to that to see, because that's when you kind of separate a few of the guys, you know, when you get out there and it's full contact and rock and roll time. So, but yeah, the quarterbacks have looked good. The tight end room is strong. I think the running backs have all been good. The defense has kind of worked over the offense the last few days in skeleton pass. That's been good. And third down and the short yardage situations, sometimes it's difficult, but the defense has looked good in those. I think they won that drill yesterday. So yeah, it's been it's good, and you know, it's good stuff. I mean, he talked about the other day at practice, you know, hey, we got to play complementary football. You know, you got to have the guys on offense making plays and defense making plays and special teams. And so I think all that stuff's been good. You know, John Love, the kicker, gosh, he's just as good as advertised. That kid is awesome. He hit a long field goal yesterday. I was kind of on the backside of the field because I couldn't tell what yard line it was, but that thing was up in the air forever and was good. And I'll tell you, the one kid that's people got to look out for, it's going to be really, really talented, is that Nathan Totten. Man, could he punt the football? He came from Marshall, had a good year up at Marshall last year. But gosh, that thing comes off his foot so hard, so fast, and he's really good at directional punting. And gosh, he can boom the ball. So, and he's quick too. He's left-footed, you know, which is sometimes a little more difficult for guys to catch because, you know, when you're right-footed, that spins one way, which most kickers are. But you get that left footer and it's spinning the opposite direction. It's a little more difficult to catch. So that's something to look out for too. But he's been good, solid. So so far so good. Nobody's really gotten banged up and hurt. So that's been encouraging as well.
Mike Burnett joining us on the program. Thanks to Louise Baker team, Long Foster Realtors. So how has Ethan Grunkemeyer, I guess, looked? But can you tell early on, Mike, he's starting to develop into this team leader that position really demands, the quarterback position?
Yeah, he's looking good. He's been pretty accurate, and I think he had a tip ball yesterday, the day before. They got picked off in one of the drills, but you know that stuff happens. Sometimes it happens when you get a lineman up there, but yeah, for the most part, he's been accurate. All those guys are getting reps. All 4 of them are. But Ethan, I think, has got, you know, obviously the most experience of anybody on the team in terms of the quarterbacks. And so he's got a little bit of a nod above. But, you know, Bryce has looked good at times. So has Troy Hune and so has Keldon. So they've all been looking pretty good. But I think, you know, it's Ethan's job probably to lose.
Josh Reynolds, I think, is going to be a special player for this team, and especially the way James Franklin likes to run offense. It feels like he could be a mega breakout star for this team. I know they showed the one great catch that he made where he was yelling, "I got both feet in," but he's a tight end that plays like a wide receiver. It's something Tech hasn't had since, you know, number 81 here was roaming the field in Blacksburg, Mike Burnett.
Yeah. Who are you talking about now, Rick? Would you say?
Reynolds, the tight end.
Oh, yeah, Luke. Yeah, Luke.
Yeah,
he's really good. I mean, he's made some unbelievable catches during this August camp. I mean, he seems to be the go-to guy. And, you know, those two guys have chemistry together. So I know Ethan trusts him, and he trusts that, and he knows he's going to get open, and he knows he's got great hands. And he's made some really tough catches in traffic. And he's a guy that he's got a lot of confidence in. He's on the Mackey watch list. And, you know, so he's going to do big things, I think, for this team. And, you know, we've seen 2 and 3 tight end sets out there in practice. And, you know, they got experience there with Benji Gosnell and Jerikas Hairston. So yeah, that's a good room, no doubt about it.
How's the line coming along, Mike? Your opinion about the offensive line? We know they lost Garrett for a while, but what have you seen? What have you liked most about those guys up front? Because they have to make it go.
Yeah, they do. And I think it's been good. I think the encouraging thing, Rick, is that, last year, I think there were 12 or 13 guys on the whole team that weighed over 300 pounds. This year, there's like 30, 31, and 21 of the 22 offensive linemen are over 300 pounds. So that's that's really good in itself. But Montavious Cunningham has looked good. Aiden Lynch and Brody Meadows and Kyle Altuner, some of those guys have got experience from last year, Lucas Austin. So, yeah, they've come along and look good. Michael Troutman, I mean, they got some beef on that line, and they're really working hard to try to get the 10 best guys so they can obviously have some depth on that line. But Matt Moore's done a great job with them, and they're looking pretty good.
How about on the defensive side of things, Mike? What have you liked over there? Of course, a lot of questions. Brent Pry's got a lot of things he's been trying to get done here with his new how he's going to bring the scheme and the depth and so forth. What have you liked on that side of the ball?
Well, the veteran linebackers have done well. Noah Chambers, Caleb Spencer, they've looked really, really good. Keon Wiley, the Penn State kid, he's been talented. Love having Josh Clark back. I mean, he's made some plays out there, had an interception the other day. Jacquez White, the kid came from Troy, he's been solid. Cam Chadwick, he's another kid from UConn. Thomas Williams is back and healthy. So I think the defenses look pretty good. And Asen Stevens, man, that guy, he's going to be a special player too. Learning, more stuff other than just the bull rush. He's kind of getting more moves in his repertoire like a pitcher. And he's been solid too. So, and Kamari Copeland, he was leading those last sprints after a tough practice. He was the number one guy on leading the defensive line, offensive line, and the sprints. He was number one, and he's the kid that weighs over 300. And so, yeah, the leadership he's provided has been good. So, yeah, I think the defense is coming along. I think Brent Pry would be pleased so far.
Well, I mean, it all sounds good. We may not find out anything, but no major injuries that have been added to the list, I'm assuming, right? Nothing's come out. No bombshells have dropped there. So
no, that's been good. And you always worry about that, especially when you have a scrimmage like tonight, when you get full contact and the guys are going hard and at it, and, some things could happen there. So, yeah, you hope you get out of it clean. They're kind of doing this thing where they're practicing 3 days or 4 days and get a day off. So that's kind of nice. That the players can look forward to that. Pretty much what they did last year with Brent Pry. And, they take care of their bodies. He wasn't happy the first and second day, guys were cramping up a little bit. And he says, you got to take care of your body. You got to hydrate. You got to stretch. You got to get in a cold tub, get yourself well. He said, the number one thing is availability, right? You got to be available to go out there and play. And if you're not on the field and you're on the sideline and not available, then you're not going to help anybody, especially yourself. So I haven't seen much more cramping since those first couple of days. So that's been encouraging.
Mike, some people on the text line asking about how will the scrimmage be structured tonight? They're going to go just a series of plays for the offense, or have you heard specifically?
I have not heard yet. Generally, what they'll do, they have it scripted out where they'll run certain stuff and they'll go through certain situations. I'm sure it'll be a lot like it was in the past with Brent Pry because he did so much stuff like James Franklin did at Penn State. They'll have goal line coming out, red zone going in. They'll have short yardage situations. They'll have passing situations, 2-minute drills. I'm not sure how much they'll put in since this is the first big one. I think they'll have another one maybe Saturday. But yeah, they'll do different stuff where they can see different looks against different defenses and have different defenses against different offenses. So they really got a good relationship between Brent Pry and Ty Howell in terms of what they want to see each other do so they can put the defense up. How would you go against this? How would you attack this if we did this? And those two guys have got a good relationship, and that's been encouraging too. Because sometimes those coordinators, they'll get a little ego. It happened when I was playing. I mean, those guys, they wanted to win every drill. They didn't give a crap about helping you out or getting you a good look, But we don't have that here. That ego has not been a thing when you're out there trying to get everybody better and learn and see different things against different sets.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, there's so many certain things that they specifically have in mind they would like to see, right? That they're trying to accomplish this thing, that it goes beyond if fans were able to watch, what they might be looking for, right? And depth and just certain scenarios, they become huge, don't they? What they can see on film after the scrimmage. And I think these scrimmages become more important now than ever before, given the new practice schedule and so forth.
Well, they are, but of course they film every period of every practice and they track every quarterback's throws and the touchdown to interception ratio, the completion percentage, the QBR and all that. So they track everything now because they got more cameras and stuff out there than you shake a stick at. But yeah, that will be important because, you're going to maybe one time you're on offense, you're going to run 4 vertical routes, and how does your defense cover it? Well, what if we're in this coverage and how are you going to attack that, and vice versa? Okay, we're going to run this and you're going to blitz. How do we get out of this? How does the quarterback read and know what to do? So, yeah, those things have been important.
Mike, looking beyond the Tech practice field, the Protect College Sports Act didn't beat the Senate clock, so it's going to go on the shelf for a few weeks. We've got the eligibility case still hung up into courts. Things are going great, aren't they, outside of college athletics right now?
Yeah, a couple of weeks from football starting. Yeah, no problem. Guys are getting back on the field because they're suing. They got, didn't have anything to do this year, so they thought, okay, we'll get the 5-for-5 rule. I'm going back. UVA got a couple extra players, and some of these other teams have done the same thing. So, yeah, it's been interesting, and it will continue to be a day-by-day thing, it looks like. I was hoping that thing would get passed, but
I know
how Senate and Congress kind of rolls along at their own pace. Got to take that month off, at August.
I know, right? Yeah, I know.
They got to get ready for football season.
Got to get ready for football. They can get juiced up. ESPN not getting actively involved, trying to shape the playoff. Boy, there's no dishonesty going on there, right? Considering that they control the rights to this whole thing and them jumping in. I mean, that network continues to embarrass itself almost on a weekly basis. It really does.
Hearing about that 20-team playoff, what in the world where did that come from? 20 teams? Yeah, I don't get that. 16, 24 maybe, but 20. Yeah, I don't know how you fit that in and give everybody a participation trophy. There's not that many teams out there that could win out of 20. I don't think so. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but hopefully they're making some progress. We hope anyway.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Progress in college sports, not something that's very obvious today going forward, but we are getting closer to games, so that's a good thing. And hey, did you watch any of the preseason game? Did you see the highlights from the Hall of Fame game and Haynes King? Some of the former ACC guys look pretty good. They look pretty good.
I watched that game. Yeah, Carson Beck looked good. I watched it. It was good. They were fun. They put some points up on the board. It was kind of a high-scoring game. The offenses are doing well. Didn't do much in the first quarter, but kind of got going in the second quarter and from then on. So, yeah, that was a nice, fun game to watch. And, of course, Haynes King did what he did at Georgia Tech for so long, and Carson Beck had a good game. So it's encouraging to see now, what happens moving forward for those guys, because a lot of the starters aren't playing very much in the game. So
no.
But that's a good experience for them. Happy for both of them. That's awesome.
The ratings were great. The highest watch game in 10 years. It just shows you how much football has been missed in this country from sports fans, right? And college football is going to continue to be the second most watched thing from a sports fan's perspective. So we're setting up, despite all the issues with the NFL and with college sports, we still have the game itself, Mike. Like, nothing's bigger than the game itself, right? And I think fans are going to, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I can't wait to get it going and get it started, and it's going to be fun. And I thought some of the speeches, I didn't hear them all because some of them are quite long, like Adam Vinatieri's. But boy, some of those speeches were really good too. The points they brought up and all the steps along the way that they did, that was kind of cool too. But yeah, it's right around the corner. We're going to be playing games, more exhibition games this week and next week, and then the college season will start. So that should be fun. See what happens. It's going to be funny to see what Carolina does in their first game over in Ireland, right? So much talk around that program. Good gracious.
It's unbelievable. And then Vinatieri, very obviously upset that Bill Belichick, who told him he was going to come to all his former players' inductions, apparently told him he was going to come, didn't show up. And then make the crack that he did, man. I'll tell you what, it seems like every week something's happening directly because of Bill Belichick's presence down in Chapel Hill. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's an interesting train wreck down there, to say the least. And it'll be interesting to see a little bit of pressure on down there in Chapel Hill. And, you know, you lose a couple of those early games and they'll be ready for basketball.
They will be. And, you know, we looked at the schedule. There's a chance they could be 1-5 after their first 6 games. And it's a phrase that I never thought I'd say. I could see North Carolina firing Bill Belichick. If they lose that Duke game and fall to 1-5, I could see that being the – can you imagine what that would look like?
Oh, and the money they'd have to pay to get out of that. My goodness, what a hot mess that would be. And then you got to hire somebody else and pay more money. I mean, the money that's wasted at some of these schools with this stuff is just staggering. Like, how did it get so far out of whack when some of these guys got these contracts that are incredibly loaded and almost begging you to fire them when you can walk away a millionaire over and over. Pretty interesting.
That's a great point. I think sometimes they just probably go, you know what, go ahead and fire me. You got to pay me out. I don't have to work. You're right. I wonder how much that is an incentive to guys who realize they're not going to be able to get it turned around at the school that they're at. I don't know.
Like Coach O, Ed Orgeron, right? Show me the door. Which one is it? Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Oh, God. Coach O, he's great.
He was. I miss him around. He needs to be around college athletics. He does. He needs to be back around.
Well, he is back. He's back at old.
Oh, that's right.
He's back with old Lane Kiffin down at LSU, isn't he?
That's right. He is. What's he doing down there? Is he like just? That's true.
He's probably just an analyst or something like that. He got a title where he's trying to help recruit or raise money or talk about go Tigers. He's a character, though.
That's true. Yeah, he is a character. He's a good dude, though. Well, I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know why the coaches. Everybody wants to talk about the players. And a guy like Jimbo Fisher, who's gotten what? Has he got fired from A&M like $14 million a year, something like that, for the last 3 years?
And he's trying to get back in. Now he's on TV doing ACC network stuff, and I don't know who wants to hire him with maybe some baggage there, or maybe he would be demanding a massive contract again, which you can't really trust that. So, yeah, he ought to just stay what he's doing.
Agreed. Well, somebody that people should never hesitate to hire would be Louise Baker, right? If they're looking for a new house or property. Nice segue.
Absolutely. Good job there, Rick. That's nice. I'm sure Louise appreciates that. She loves that. Yeah, she's great, though. Yeah, get up with her now. She'll fix you up. There's no question about it.
Yeah, she becomes part of your family, too. She's already got tickets to give away here on the program coming up in the fall. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. Well, Mike, so you got the scrimmage tonight. Well, you got any more? Where's your next travel? I know you've been going around. You still got some more gigs, don't you? Coming up.
I got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday next week.
Oh, was that all?
The worst is Fredericksburg on Tuesday. Up and back for that one. That's a long haul.
Oh, well, if you need to reschedule, let me know. Yeah, let me know.
The fried chicken's good, though.
The payoff is outstanding.
Yeah. And Carl's Custard Corner up there, that's pretty good ice cream.
Yeah. Fried chicken and ice cream, you can't really lose. Okay. Maybe it's worth it. Well, let me know about what your travel looks like next week. We'll try to.
Yeah, I'm not leaving until Tuesday afternoon. We'll be good next Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Sweet. All right. Beautiful.
I don't go up to the golf outing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, have fun at the scrimmage tonight, man. I can't wait to get your take on the stuff. I know, we don't ask for – I know things have to be kind of kept behind the scenes a little bit, but that's a nice look so far. We've gotten into week 1, into week 2, and hopefully get off to a good start. Stay away from injuries. Main thing tonight, right? That's the big thing.
Yeah, just hope the weather holds out. I know today's weather is supposed to be kind of iffy, but it'd be nice if they could go in the stadium. It's tough when you're in that field house and all that sort of stuff, but you got to protect the players and you want to protect the field. So hopefully the rain will hold off and be kind to us.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, stay dry tonight, man. Have fun, and we'll talk again next week.
All right, sounds good, Rick.
Thanks, brother. There you go.
See you.
Mike Burda, don't get there on the program. Well, you know, this is year 17 of the program. I think Mike's been with me every year since back the old radio show. Yeah, and I couldn't have made it through year one without him, so we appreciate it. Mike's great, and that's a nice insight. Scrimmage tonight. We'll see if we get any info out of that, and good news to hear about some of the development, some of the depth, and it's got to continue. It's got to continue. It's a fun time of year. You know, it's a time of year. If you're a football fan, you want more info. You don't necessarily get it, but then we have the games to tell us, right? No matter how many lies we're told and no matter how much misinformation is out there from the media around the topics surrounding it all, the scoreboard at the end of the day will tell us everything we need to know. And that's why we keep going back to it. Yep. Yeah, 25 days from kickoff. I'm looking at it like 32 days from kickoff because I don't know if I'm going to get amped up for VMI. Look, I'm sorry. You should never schedule a game when you're 50.5-point favorites. But I've already made my stance on that pretty clear. $50.5-point favorites. But hey, that's how we're going to kick off the James Franklin era in Blacksburg. 50.5 points. Yeah. Thanks to everybody, by the way, all the well wishes today, anniversary of the program. We appreciate that greatly. Means a lot. And to all of our great guests and to all of our great sponsors and to all of you, the great people who have followed us over here, found us. A lot of people still don't know we're here. That's what I'm finding out more and more. They'll be like, where did you go? You're on YouTube? Yeah. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Oh, well, we didn't know that. We didn't know you were on YouTube. Well, then you're not paying attention. I don't have a marketing crew. I don't have a social media outfit taking care of all my promotional needs. I do what I can. I try. But one thing's universal. People love the logo, the anniversary logo. I'm going to leave it up all week. I am. I'm going to leave the anniversary logo up all week because you know what? I can. I'm going to leave that as the background all week long. What do you think? To celebrate year one. We're starting year two officially tomorrow. Wow. Yeah, it's true. Brian, you are my marketing crew. That's correct. That's a very good point. Very good point. Thanks, Coach Elmo. He sent me a nice text. Coach Elmo, you're a massive part of the program. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank you. Absolutely. We got some nice Rocky talk in today. I mean, I'm never going to. You want to talk about the Rocky franchise, and we're talking about the Rocky franchise. The scene where Mick and him are talking about, he kind of reveals to Mick that the fights, they weren't setups, but they were hand selected when he was defending his title. Right before the Apollo, they lost to Clubber Lang. Thank you, West. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks to everybody. All the well wishes on the professional or text line here on the McClellan chat room. It's been good. It's been a good day. It's been good to celebrate 1 year. I'm amazed that it's been 1 year. I'm amazed that I got through it with everything. And I still like to think if I can keep it to where it makes sense to me from a financial point of view and to keep doing it, there's so many more things I think I can unleash if I had a little more time, a little more knowledge. I need to do some more reading up on the studio, the things you can do and things like that. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But my motivation is constantly coming back and just hanging out with you guys and gals. No question. No question about it. Tomorrow on the program, I know Keon Brown. I know Damian Sordelet, Bill Roth. I think David Teal's going to squeeze in there. I do. That's a loaded Wednesday. That's a good slot over the hump. I will confirm with David Teal here in a little while. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Yeah, that's how winning is done. Has-beens. Yep. That's what they were called. Thanks, Wayne. Appreciate you. You've been with us a long, long time. So thanks to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And we will see you on the Wednesday edition. Yeah, that's that little segment, that little speech should be up on locker room, painted on locker room walls. That last sentence of that Rocky quote, that's how winning is done. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. Happy anniversary to you for being with us as well for a year. We'll see you tomorrow on the Wednesday edition, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.